Hi guys, so I have a message that I feel should urgently be out there. So it's about abuse, it's about sexual abuse to be precise. I want to talk about the face of danger, and the face of danger has changed. Historically, the face of danger was the old man that kids are warned about. It's a weird looking neighbor or ex-convict that we are told not to speak to. It's the black, white, grey van that we were told never to go into. It's the guy in the car who girls were told never to speak to. And unfortunately, this face has now been changed into the nephew that offers to babysit when you're away. It's your friend that you grew up with. It's your friend that your daughters and sons call auntie. Sometimes it's a pastor. And unfortunately, we have not awakened to that. We still are not very keen on listening to, we're not ready for that reality. And I feel this is actually a big problem, because a lot of our kids are going through stuff because they've been abused by people that were supposedly close to them, and because of the fact that they feel they were told to be comfortable with these people. They were left at the care of these people. They can't really share when these people abuse them because they are of the fear of either not being believed or just not being understood. And as I speak to people, I've come across like young people who have stories about a friend of their mother's abusing them, a nephew, an uncle. And when you ask why they didn't say, they are afraid that maybe it's going to be turned around and they will be accused of the ones having created the scenario, or they will not be believed. And in worst cases, when it's done to the younger kids, the very small kids, sometimes they are not able to interpret it as abuse. They know their uncle did something to them that was uncomfortable, but they can't really label it as being abused, so they keep to themselves. And a lot of times parents have seen kids be non-receptive to certain relatives, to certain friends, and we dismiss it as just being puberty, or oh, she's just like that. Sometimes we force the kids to like these people. We're like, it's your cousin, it's my best friend, we grew up together, you have to get along, nini. We don't care to listen to understand why your kids suddenly have a discomfort towards this person. And that's the reason why over time kids grow up, especially boys, into being very resentful, and we hear of young men killing their girlfriends. It's because hurt people. When people have gone through traumas and someone just triggers them, sometimes they snap. And we see people who have previously been described as being very calm and collected, snapping and doing things that are unimaginable. And the reason is because, especially for boys, generally boys are supposed to be strong and boys don't cry, be a real man. And when boys go through these things, because we assume that abuse is to the girl child, boys are also going through this stuff. And because they are not expected to share, when they go through things, they tend to keep to themselves. And a bad pain over the years sometimes snaps, and that's when they do unimaginable stuff. And therefore we are having a generation of killers, and they're not really killers, they're just disturbed people. They're people who have gone through pain, and they haven't had a place to channel their pain or discuss their traumas. So I think it's important for parents to be observant, and caregivers, and generally anyone who has a young person to take care of. It's important to listen to them. It's important to create very open channels of communication. Let your kids know that whatever they want to share, they can share with you comfortably without being judged. And I think we can curb these incidences, because it's unfortunate we are not open to understanding and believing that the face of danger has changed. So when your kid is uncomfortable with a particular person, don't just dismiss it as puberty or acting out. try to understand where they're behaving the way they're behaving. Try to listen, give them a listening ear, let them understand that they can actually share their problems with you, because only then can we really because sometimes that kid has been touched inappropriately, and the real thing hasn't happened yet, but because you keep shoving that person down their throat, you expose them to the danger. But if you had given them, if you had been observant to see the instant they got uncomfortable with that person and had a conversation, then you would know, and in that moment you'd be able to stop anything bad from happening to your child. So that's my message. The face of danger has changed. It's not the traditional black van. It's not. It's anyone. So protect your kids, listen to them, create avenues of conversations, and where they are not judged, and they're listened to. And let's make the world a better place.